Okay, I have 6 o'clock. If I could call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to the July monthly meeting of the Greencastle School Board. Welcome, everyone, on this hot July day. I appreciate y'all being here. Apologize that I am in uniform. I came directly from the fairgrounds today to be here, so I was down there working today, and it was hot, and I didn't have time to go home and change, so bear with me. All right. First of all, I'd like to start off the meeting by welcoming our 2 newest members to the board. We have Mr. Beasley on my left. We have Mrs. Dory on my right. So we want to welcome them, and we look forward to great things, wisdom, and background out of both for us to make things happen, good things happen this year. So welcome.
Thank you.
Very cool. All right. All right. Do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
Yep, no adjustments to the agenda this month.
I like it. All right. Do we have any public comments regarding any of the agenda items for this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on. All right. We're going to move into the organization of the board for the remaining of this year and next year. Starting off with election of officers for president of the school board for 2024 and 25. Can I get a motion for president?
I make a motion that Ed Wilson be president this year.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you for your patience with that. All right. Next, I have the office of vice president. Do I have a motion for vice president?
Motion for Dale Pierce to be the vice president.
A motion for Dale Pierce. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Dale. And finally, I have the position of secretary. Do I have a motion for secretary?
Make a motion with Megan. Megan?
Megan Inman?
Yes.
Okay.
The secretary.
Okay. I have a motion for Megan Inman. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. Thank you very much. All right, I have an appointment for the school board liaison, legislative liaison to the ISBA. Do I have a motion?
I move that Jimmy Beasley be selected as the legislative liaison to ISBA.
Okay. A motion for Jimmy Beasley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Jimmy.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we need to appoint the corporation treasurer, Kelly Romer, the finance director. Can I get a motion to appoint Kelly Romer?
So moved.
All right. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Ms. Romer. All right. We need to appoint the deputy treasurer, Shelley Gardner. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Shelley. All right. We need to appoint the high school ECA treasurer, Tina Williamson. Do I have a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. All right. Appoint the corporation attorney, Michelle Cooper of Lewis and Cass. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and 2 seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And finally, we need to establish the date, time, and place of regular meetings.
Yep, so it'll be the fourth Monday of each month at 6 p.m., with the exception of when that fourth Monday falls over a scheduled break or a holiday. So we're looking at the third Mondays in December, March, and May.
All right. Regular meetings will be the fourth, with the exception of those dates that Mr. Gibney brought up. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. A motion, can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion in 2 seconds again. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of the regular meeting minutes for June 24th of 2024, June 28th of 2024, and the special board meetings of June 28th of 2024. The approval of claims, the financial reports, and the personnel's part 1 and 2, which are posted on the door. We do need to make note that there needs to be a change, or at least a note in there with the regular board meetings that have me listed as the board president for last month. I should be listed as the vice president, not the board president.
Yep, we'll make that correction in the minutes.
Very good. All right. Mrs. Romer.
Yes, in your finance packet, and welcome to our new members. In your finance packet, if you've had a chance to take a look at that, we had 2 regular payrolls in the month of June. One of them was dated June 7th for a total payroll of $484,452.91. Along with every payroll, there is retirement and taxes. So we'll go through those as well for each payroll. The FICA and the retirement for the June 7th payroll was $140,089.99. Then the second regular payroll was dated 6/21 of 2024, total payroll of $450,408.59. Along with that was the retirement and taxes. Total on that payroll, $133,671.88. And then next in your packet, we always have a list of prepays. So those are prepays that I do during the previous month, which in this case, it's going to be for June. And those are just to kind of keep us on time with our payments. Sometimes they can't always wait for regular claims dated the date of the board meeting. So we've got a list of prepays on there. As you look through here, did you have any questions about any of the prepays for the month of June? Nope. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a total on that then. Total for all prepays dated in June was $1,717,965.83. Next in your packet, you're going to see a list of claims dated today, July 22nd, 2024. I will go ahead and go through a couple of things here. We have some regular renewals in July that we have every single year, usually for online platforms, insurance, that type of thing. The first one where you'll see that was $98,899, or excuse me, $889 on page 2. It says for insurance, and that would be our semi-annual payment for our property insurance for the corporation. Next, you're going to see on page 4 to rapid reproduction. It was for some equipment for the Fab Lab that was actually paid out of the last redevelopment grant that we had gotten. That was $39,000 to $1280. And then this is one of those software licenses for Skyward. We renew that once a year. The total on Skyward is $16,389.31. And then the last one I'm going to point out is the very last one on page 5 to Zenith Insurance. That's for our workers' comp insurance. And this is going to be a semi-annual payment of $34,931. Total for all claims dated today, July 22nd, 2024, $462,241.38. Next in your package, you're going to have a fund report listing all funds balances as of June 30th, 2024. Balance in education fund, $3,709,787.39. Operations balance was $1,631,161.14. If you head back to the last page, which is page 6, you're going to see the balance in all funds is $10,698,936.83. Next in your packet, you're going to see a fund to bank balance basically our fund balance that I just went over with you, and then our balances in all banks at the end of June should all balance. That should be balanced to the penny every single month. If they don't, you need to ask questions. Lucky for us, they balance to the penny, so we're good. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the fund transfer report. Once again, we usually have the school lunch transfer from $8,400 to $800 every month. We have some transfers between banks that helps me pay bills a little more efficiently, moving money from one bank to another. If you have questions about that, we can answer those for you at some point. And then once a year, maybe twice a year, if we qualify, we have the circuit breaker for protective taxes that we can do a transfer. And the calculation this year allowed us to transfer $83,269 from debt service to operations. That helps us a little bit in that fund. Total for all fund transfers for the month of June 2024, $797,530.10. Next in your packet, you're going to see some expenditures for Bond 21 and Bond 2022. You've got, let's see here, we've got our balances as of June 30th, 2024. Our payments in June out of Bond 2021 bring us to a total expenditure of $32,448,325.69. Our total expenditures as of the end of June 2024 for Bond 2022, lots of numbers flying around here, is $4,317,835.21. Did anyone have any questions about any of those items?
No.
No? Okay. None. Right to submit for approval.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve financial report.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You stand approved. Thank you. All right, moving on to reports. Do we have someone from the GCTA?
Actually, I'm going to kind of pause right there because we have a couple of special guests in attendance who were just hired as Greencastle school employees. So
Very
we have third grade teacher. We have Randy Utley for TZ. Randy. And then as our guidance director at Greencastle High School, we have Kate Shuey.
Very good.
So,
Welcome to the crew. We appreciate it.
Welcome aboard. We're excited to have you.
Very nice. I like it. You have a speech or anything? 20 minutes is about what we're going to give? No good? All right. Okay, you've had your opportunity.
Don't
Very
scare
good.
them off.
Welcome to the crew. We appreciate it. All right. All right, now we'll move on to reports. Do we have someone from the GCTA?
Nope, I don't see a GCQ presence this month.
Okay, so noted. Moving on to the assistant superintendent, Mrs. McPherson.
I just have a couple things to share as we start preparing, well, not start, continue to prepare for our back to school. We have our new teacher orientation happening this Wednesday. So this is the day that our new staff comes in. They get to meet all of the directors within the corporation, learn a little bit about everything. We take them on a tour of Greencastle so that they get to know the district and where our students are coming from. And then they also spend the afternoon with their mentors and their building administrators. So this is something I've been working on since last year, tweaking it to make it better this year. So I'm really excited about it. That's happening Wednesday. Friday, our teacher leaders are coming in with our admin to spend the day learning about strengthening our professional learning communities and then helping to support that this coming school year. So I'm very excited about those new things and what it'll do for our students. And lastly, Mrs. Sullivan and I wrote a grant this past spring to get some funding to help our instructional aides get some needed training and support for that. And we were notified earlier this month that we were awarded that grant. So we have a little over $14,000 that we can spend not only on paying for the training, but also paying them stipends while they're attending those trainings. And I know that's going to be a really important piece for them. And really, what I'm excited about is just to help them strengthen and give them their tools and resources that they need to help our students and help them understand how valuable they are to our GCSC family and that we really want them and need them here. And that's all I have.
Very good.
Questions?
Two questions. One, the new teacher orientation,
Mhm.
do you have a different one for teachers that are coming in with previous experience and then new to teaching, or is it all one bundle?
It's all one bundle right now. It's kind of a crash course in Greencastle because
Okay.
every school district's a little different. And then with their mentors, that's where that differentiation piece comes in. If they come in with experience, then their mentors will work with them in different ways than if they're brand new to teaching or if they're transitioning to teaching.
And so does that, like throughout the process, is it different for them then along the way too for teachers with experience? Okay, just wondering on that. And then for the IA training,
Mhm.
is it like specific training? Is it pigeonholed here marking specifically for a specific kind of training, or what is that?
So we're looking at, we use Orton Gillingham in our early grades K through 3. That's small group work on word recognition, things, fluency, things like that. So we would like to get some of our IAs trained in that. So when they're pulling groups, they
Great.
can be really intentional with that. We're also looking at, with our older kids, some of our, like how to run an effective small group. Like what do I do when I pull these kids? You know, what do I need to work on with them? How do I do that? And then also how to be proactive in the classroom. Our teachers are really busy. Sometimes it's not easy for them to train those IAs when they come in. And then our IAs are not sure, well, I'm not sure, I don't want to step on somebody's toes. So lining up some training to help them understand how to be a proactive member of the classroom.
Wonderful.
Very nice. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to the superintendent report, Mr. Givney.
Yeah, so just a few items this month. We had our first administrative team meeting of this new school year with our new administrators this morning. All of our offices, our school offices, are now open. So students returning to Greencastle registration has been opened in Skyward, and students new to Greencastle School District can make an appointment to register beginning on the 25th. So all of our administrators are getting busy. They're continuing to prepare for a successful start to the year. Also, we're continuing to work through and make final staff hires. As you can see, there was a whole slew of candidates that the board approved tonight, but we also know that we have some remaining vacancies. Our principals and staff are working hard to find final candidates and recruit staff members so that way we can fill those positions in time for the start of school year. But overall, things are moving well with that. I feel like the candidate pools were a little deeper and a little bit stronger this year than they have been in year past. So I think we're starting to see some of that trend after the COVID years and fewer licensed candidates or potentially fewer people going into education. I feel like some of that has started to shift a little bit. So that's definitely an exciting development. And then obviously, as you can see, if you've driven past the high school or just past any of our campuses, we're finishing up just some remaining work on getting the buildings ready for students and staff. Things from painting at TZ, Deer Meadow and Ridpath, to the finishing of the big parking lot at the high school. We are making good progress with that. We expect things to be mostly complete here by the end of the week, and we're having an open house for Greencastle Middle School and Greencastle High School from 5 to 7 p.m. on the 30th. So we want to get the public into those spaces. Certainly, some areas we've been in a lot to use, and the public perhaps has seen over time, but there's some additional elements I've added, furniture in the connector, some of those other spaces. So we want to get the public in to see those spaces. So that's definitely exciting. And then obviously, we have our first staff day, and so we'll have our opening day with all of the staff over at Greencastle High School and Parker Auditorium on August 1st. In the morning, the board is certainly invited to attend as well if you'd like. And then our kids, they come back on the 5th. That's always the known quantity is they're coming on that first day of school. So I know that all of us are really excited to see our hallways and classrooms filled with kids, and that always is a positive thing. So just a few updates I had for the board this month.
Okay, good. I know there was a little bit of digging that was done behind the middle school. We're getting some drainage going on back there.
That's been a long time coming, improving the drainage and trying to get rid of the damp because that attracts the geese, and we need to get that cleaned up. So get the water away from our buildings. Water and buildings do not do well together.
I do not. I do not. All right. Any further?
What time on August 1st for the staff meeting?
I will send you the email for that. I think we're opening breakfast. I think begins as early as it's kind of a trickle-in breakfast,
Sure.
7:45, I believe, and then I think we're having our meeting right around 8:30. But I'll send the board details.
Thank you.
Yep, and that'll be you just report directly to the high school cafeteria, and then we'll go to Parker Auditorium for the meeting after that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gibbon.
Yep.
All right. Do we have any old business? I don't believe there's any old business, so we're going to move on. All right, new business. The next item on the agenda is for the board to hold an additional appropriation hearing on the proposed bond proceeds. If you are interested in speaking at this hearing, please make sure you provide your name and address. There'll be an opportunity for the public to make comments about the additional appropriation. At the hearing, we will ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed appropriation for the bond proceeds. The notice of this additional appropriation hearing was published as legally required. We will now open the public hearing. Remember, if you would like to speak, please sign in on the sheet which is located at the table at the back of the room. As I mentioned earlier, we ask that you state your name and address and limit your comments to the proposed additional appropriation of bond proceeds. Keep any comments to 3 minutes and avoid being repetitive if possible. May I have the sign-in sheet now? And I'll begin calling the names of those who are interested in speaking. Thank you. Okay. Looks like I have several signs on here, but they all say that they do not wish to address the board. Is that correct? No one wants their time to stand up here in the shining light. Okay, very good. All right. Thank you to all that participated in that lengthy hearing. We will now close the hearing and reopen the regular meeting. Okay, that's done. We're going to move on to approval request to adopt additional appropriation resolution. So could I have a motion and a second to adopt?
So motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right. And then we'll go into the request to adopt the final bond resolution. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the final bond resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Well, that was quick and easy. Very good. I like that. Thank you. All righty. Moving on to approval request for the use of land at the transportation center. Mr. Gibbon.
Yeah, so kind of a new development. We have, I can't remember, it's approximate 10, 11, 12 acres of extra land behind the transportation center. Essentially, we've been paying somebody to mow and take care of for all of these years, and have a solution that will hopefully allow us to save a little bit of money and not having to pay somebody to mow that, while also offering a great opportunity for our kids. In some districts I've worked in previously, our FFA and Ag program has partnered with a community farmer, and the farmer has donates their time, their equipment, obviously their talents in planting crops on the ground. So it's a good learning experience for the kids, and then essentially we'll donate the proceeds from our portion of those crops back into the program. So it's twofold. We don't have to pay somebody to mow it, and we don't have to have the fuel costs. But two, it's just a great opportunity to help our new Ag and FFA program get off the ground. So before moving forwards with that, I know that we have some interest already I just wanted to make sure that that was okay by the board in order to do that.
Okay, and this is something that they would include our ag kids with to kind of give them some hands-on at
Yes.
some point?
I think this is an excellent opportunity for the kids and the program itself, just getting off the ground. We've experienced it in another district I was in. Kids really enjoyed it and really helped them out. So I think it's kudos to whoever came up with the idea because it's a great opportunity for the kids.
Sounds like a win-win.
Okay, very good. Can I get a motion to accept?
So motion.
Second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. All right, I have an approval request for teacher appreciation grants.
Yeah, so this is customary. Schools around the state this time of year before September have to readopt or reapprove their teacher appreciation grant policy. So that way we can qualify for that additional funding from the state for our teachers. And so there are no changes being proposed to that policy. Essentially, it's just a readoption and approval of our teacher appreciation grant policy.
Okay. Very cool. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. I have an approval request for the 2025 proposed budget calendar.
Yeah, so as is customary this time of year, in your packet was a proposed calendar that allows us to meet all the statutory deadlines and the meeting dates of the different governing bodies that help approve our budget. Because since we're an appointed school board, the county council actually approves our final budget. So it would be my recommendation that the board approve that proposed meeting calendar, budget calendar, excuse me.
All right. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Want a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. Next, we have an approval request for uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement for Ed Wilson. It sounds kind of shady to me.
So as what we've done in the past at our board reorganization meeting, we use that as an opportunity for any board members to disclose any conflicts of interest. And so since Ed does work some contracted security for athletic events throughout the district, he's disclosed that. And we are seeking approval of that, and then we will file that appropriately.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Motion will carry. All right, and I have an approval request for some athletic corporation sponsors. Starting out with Greencastle Pediatric Dentistry for $1,500. Dave's Heating and Cooling for $1,500. Seniors Towing for $1,500. And Buffalo Wild Wings for $750. Pretty straightforward. We appreciate the love and support to our athletics. Can I get a motion to accept?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you very much. And I have an approval request for a donation from Walmart to Greencastle High School JAG program for $1,000. Very nice.
Nice.
Thank you very much on that. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have a discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you to Walmart. Very generous. All right. Do we have any other business? Bring before the board. Okay. Hearing none, we'll move to adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming.
And now